England is an island just to the north of France, and is a part of the United Kingdom, which consists of four countries: England, which has the majority of the population, 84%, Scotland, Wales, and North Ireland. Since England is an island, it rains very often and doesn't get very warm or cold during the year. While Scotland and Wales share the same landmass as England, these countries are quite different, so I'll be focusing on England itself. England has a population of 55.04 million and a population density of 407 people per square kilometer. While 74% of English people have a high school diploma, England ranks lower than Canada for education. A reason for that might be because, in England, experience is more valued than academic achievements in the business world. Since North America was colonized by England, we share a lot in common with the country culturally. 90% of the people in England speak English, and it is considered their official language. England is technically a monarchy, which is currently ruled by Queen Elizabeth II. However, in 1707, England created the United Kingdom and has been ruled ever since by Parliament. England's politics are very similar to our own, where there are many different parties and the people vote for the members of Parliament. There are political disputes currently happening between England, Scotland, and Wales about legislation privileges. That should not be a major issue when conducting business. The government is stable and there is minimal corruption, just like our government here in Canada. England's rules and regulations in regards to embargoes and tariffs are similar to Canada's and should be checked over before trading with England. The most notable trade sanctions England has are with Iran, North Korea, the Democratic Republic of Congo, and Zimbabwe. Laws are made the same way in England and in Canada, in which a bill must be agreed by both houses of Parliament before being passed to the Queen for final judgment. England is involved in many trade agreements, such as the Canada-European Union Comprehensive Economic and Trade Agreement, or CETA, in order to eliminate 98% of tariffs between the two countries. England uses the sterling pound for its currency, and it has a much higher value than the Canadian dollar. One Canadian dollar gives you 52 pence or cents. This makes it ideal to export to England. England's main natural resource is agricultural. They have many farms which mostly produce livestock. The second largest industry is manufacturing, where they build all sorts of large-scale machinery, from airplane parts to industrial machinery. England has an employment rate of 73% and has a large wage gap in which 20% of the population makes nearly 9 times more than the bottom 20. The GDP per capita is 2.849 trillion, with a growth rate of 0.4%. The British economy is set on track for a steady increase for the next 10 years. The culture of England is very removed but polite. People are private and do not want to converse spontaneously. They highly value their personal space and won't strike up conversation for no reason. In order to make friendships, you must be patient, as creating friendships will take a long time to create. When doing business with a British business partner, you will find that they are extremely polite and will not openly criticize anything in fear of offending you. You will have to look between the lines to seek out their honest opinions. British partners like to make everything clear and leave no room for interpretation or error. British business culture isn't very different from ours, but in order to truly understand the British people, you should take an extended trip to learn their values and beliefs. In the history of the British Empire, only 22 countries in the world haven't been invaded. This doesn't mean that England is globally hated, but it does mean that they have feud with a few countries. Some of the countries that England favors are Australia, Canada, and the United States, all of which were colonies of England. The countries that England disapproves of are Russia, North Korea, and Israel. A few of the trade agreements that England are a part of are the North American Free Trade Agreement, the African Union, the Association of Southeast Asian Nations, the Asia-Pacific Economic Cooperation, and the Free Trade Agreement of the Americas. Since England is on an island, there are many ports and airports to receive and send goods. There are also many trains and highways that lead all over England. The communication system, however, is dated and is being updated and privatized to corporations. The ports are especially good for trade, as they see 6% of the world's maritime trade. Since England is a much older and more developed country than Canada, it has more means of production, which is one of its primary exports. Canada, on the other hand, is building these facilities with more modern technology, which could save you production costs. However, there is a larger market in England with 20 million more people. England doesn't have much land to develop and doesn't have many natural resources, where on the other hand, Canada has plenty of natural resources to exploit. So the question is, should you invest in England? My answer is yes. The economy is stable, it's one of the 8 most powerful countries in the world, and there's no indication that England's economy is going to crash for years. However, you're going to have a tough time competing against British companies and very large European businesses. So if your business is strong and it is in demand, then you should definitely invest in England.